What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feel so nice.
What is up, you guys? Listen, let's just go ahead and get into this, because this information about Stefon Diggs being exposed by Chris Blake is actually not new information, but in light of the recent announcements, the album drop, all of those things that are related to Stefon Diggs and the person that he is in a relationship, hopefully, for the period of time, and also carrying one of his children that he's due to be a father too soon, because allegedly there's some other women that are pregnant by him as well at the same time. It's very interesting to say the least, but absolutely controversial, because let's be clear, because of the person that Chris Blake chose to sit down with, which is Tasha K, to do the interview with, there are already going to be a lot of people that are just going to dismiss the allegations. They're going to dismiss the receipts, because he has them, simply because of who he chose to do a sit down with. I don't think it's fair. Also, in light of the fact that he filed a police report, and I don't believe that this person would come out here to say all of these things and drop these receipts if he was a liar, to expose himself and also get himself subjected to possible litigation for defamation. You know what I'm saying? Because these are some serious allegations. But let's just get into some of these clips. This is from Tasha K's Instagram. The full interview is on her app, so you can go over to her app if you're not already subscribed, and you can check out the full interview, and then let's just get into this conversation.
He called me a perfect beard bitch one time. He like, you perfect beard bitch. Some shit like that. He compliment me all the time.
What'd he say?
He put his hands on my shoulder one time as I was getting dressed and said, you know, you're the muse for this collection. You know, you're my muse for this collection. I'm thinking to myself, I never really heard a man say that to a man. Anytime I ever thought about a woman in the realm of a muse, even with Kanye, and he's had his whatever, he always referenced a muse as like Kim Kardashian or even Bianca Sensory. I don't know why the fuck he's saying it to me. Meanwhile, it's girls in the room that's like trying on clothes as well, but he talking about I'm the muse. I don't know. He called me a perfect beard bitch one time. He like, you perfect beard bitch. Some shit like that. And I thought to myself, yeah, fuck you that. We can toast. I don't really fucking know what he meant by that, but in my head it kind of like never went away. At Coachella, he was in the pool and I was standing outside of the pool and he was just like eyes locked on me. And I'm like, what are you looking at? He said, your neck. I'm looking at your neck. I had like 3 chains on or something like that. I said, would you try to add something? What the fuck? Like, what you talking about? Because we was talking about getting new chains or something like that. He was like, no, I'm just watching your setup. I'm just studying your setup. This, that, and the third.
Listen, guys, this is a lot, and those are just a few clips. You can check the full interview out on her app, TashaKLive.com. Like I said, there are some people that, especially those who are fans of Cardi B, and they're going to stand for her, ride for her, whatever, and they have the right to do so. It's fine. They're already going to dismiss it simply because of the platform that he chose to sit down to do an interview on, which we know is Tasha K. But there are a lot of people that believe him. I don't think the man is lying. I just don't. But a lot of people had comments like all them babies and baby mamas back to back as a sign. Somebody else said, maybe he said, you got the perfect beard, if you know what that means. Somebody else said, y'all know Stefon love a light skin. And somebody else said, been on the radar with this brother. Somebody else said, justice for Chris. Another person said, that's why he running through them women. Like he on the field. He really wants that touchdown. Somebody else said the DL whisperer. Ben said that man was DL, and they're talking about Stefon. Listen, I have no idea who the DL whisperer is. If you know who it is, let me know in the comments. But you also may know Cardi B. She, on her album, she did a diss track, and she mentioned JT of City Girls, and they've been going back and forth on Twitter. Meanwhile, Cardi B is pregnant. And she is promoting this album, and she's got time to be on social media doing all of this stuff. This is the type of stuff that's like, you question, are you the drama? Yeah, you are the drama. You answered your own question. That the question is the answer. You are the drama. Because the sad part about this is, not in terms of her soon to be baby daddy, but currently her man for the moment. The sad part about this with her is the fact that people could dismiss her now about to have, her fourth child, and she's well capable of financially taking care of this child. All of that may be true and great. The child is going to be brought into the world and doesn't have to struggle to eat. It's going to be well fed and live a great life. Fine. Financially. But it's really sad that the mother is just not emotionally intelligent and stable enough mentally. That's my personal opinion, because anyone that is doing stuff like this and you're pregnant and you can't back away from social media to just ignore, okay, you did the diss track. Do it, make your money, and move on. But to be going back and forth on social media, because it's like, if you said some things about this woman and some may say, oh, well, she started it, so Cardi B was just responding. I don't know, because I don't listen to any of their music, so I couldn't tell you. But I'm saying, if you did mention this woman in your music and you dissed her, and then she wants to respond, you're going to be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you're pregnant, and you're due to give birth in a couple of months, and you have to prepare for a tour that you said you're going to be going on. It's just like, and then all this mess is coming out about this guy. And I truly believe she probably just feels like all of these people just hate her and they have it in for her. And it's like, she is the drama. It's like, you're attracting all of this toxicity. Of all of the people that she could have gotten with, this is the one that you chose? Like, really? And that's why I talked about it in the first place. I could care less either way because it's her personal life, but because it's so public, people are going to talk about it. It's like, out of all of the people that you could have chosen to be with, this is the one. You can't feel like people are coming for you to try to destroy your relationship and try to terrorize your life and, just make you feel bad about your choices on social media, because it's like, she would be the one on social media talking about her husband and how terrible he was to her and all the things that he did and and whatnot and blah blah blah, and the husband was doing it back to her. It's like, you would want to get with somebody that has all of this toxicity already attached to them. It's just really sad. And also that I don't see any level of maturity. I just don't, because it just seems like since she came out, from the time I knew about her, because I didn't know anything about her before Love and Hip Hop, but I'm just saying, from then up until now, it's the same drama. So yes, she is the drama. But this Chris Blake guy, I don't think that he's lying. And some may say, well, why did he go and do an interview with Tasha K? It's his choice. That was his desire to do that, and he did it. And you can't blame him for making the choice to go to speak with Tasha K, to share his story, and you can't blame her because that's who he chose to do an interview with. She isn't putting the words in his mouth and making him say the things that he's saying. This is his experience, and these are his receipts. Period. But it's a lot, and it's a mess, and I just feel like it's just going to continue to get messy. It's not, I don't see it getting any better. And it's sad, because I would have hoped for her, after all of the years that she spent being married to Offset, that she would have wanted better for herself. And just replacing, that that dick with another dirty dick, it's just like you're just taking up space, like literally. It's not a step up. You may think so because of the career that he's in. Okay, he's not a rapper, but this, it's just not it. And I don't believe Chris Blake is lying, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. He may be suspect too. Listen, it is what it is, but it's his story, it's his experience, and I believe that he's telling the truth about it. I haven't heard anything about him receiving a cease and desist at all. And this information, he had already been talking about this, and then he did an interview with Tasha K. So now we'll see what it goes from here, but I don't believe that he's lying. So I want to know what you guys think.
Speaking of trans people, he claims to be a heterosexual black man that came out to advocate for trans women some years ago on The Breakfast Club, and he was very vocal about it. Go ahead, Jasmine.
Nobody, but we all know who they are, that are in situations where they are friends, sometimes lovers, sometimes murderers of trans women. And there has been no other cis black man that, and for those that are confused about the language, cis is a term from chemistry that means two things that exist on one side, right? So for someone like myself who is heterosexual, who loves women, but I love people, and I hate to see people suffering. It's really, really basic for me. And so it's not about coming out. It's about stepping up and saying, yo, black man, when people want to shame Mr. C, or they want to shame Eddie Murphy, they want to shame Teddy Pendergrass, they want to shame folk.
You know, we're just giving you some history here on Malik Yoba and him coming out saying that ever since he was 16 years old, he's been having trans people experiences. And like I said, I'm not saying trans woman or trans man anymore. It's going to be trans person. I'm acknowledging you as trans. I will call you by whatever name you want because they got girls named Michael. I will call you whatever it is you want to be called. But what I'm not going to do is partake in the delusion as if I am having a conversation with someone who has the same experiences as me, who has the same genetic makeup as me, and it can understand me from a female perspective. The only man that can do that right now is Omarion. All I'm saying is Malik Yoba had a very strong stance, and I'll never forget when he came out to, basically hold his stance saying that he loved trans women. And then for some reason, I guess when his family were contacted after he had made the news and went on the Breakfast Club and everything, stating his love because he has kids and ex-wives and stuff, everybody's confused like, yo, you ain't thinking about your kids and how your kids got to go to school. You done came out and basically said you're gay, but you're not gay because you're still claiming that you are a heterosexual man because you are attracted to a man in a wig. So now he's being asked now in these interviews after he was told by his family, please don't embarrass us no more. Now he's singing a different tune, which is very interesting.
What do you say to trans black women who say that you're centering yourself and that you're being opportunistic and focusing on your attractions as opposed to their issues and without proving that you're ready to do the work? So what would you say to that?
So you and I sat for 4 hours the other day.
Correct.
And we decided how we were going to approach this.
We decided how we were going to approach this, bro. We went through a number of questions.
We decided how we were going to approach this.
And we said that recording, and the more you talk, the better, the worse it looks for you. So what I'm asking is that we're having a conversation.
What did you say?
I said the more that we're talking, the more I'm just concerned. So I'm generally concerned. I said that the more that it looks bad for you. That's
really?
What I'm saying. Yes, sir.
This looks bad for you.
Yes, because I'm asking you a number of questions.
We're done, bro.
Okay.
We're done. It looks bad for me because I chose to come and speak to you about you and what I've done. It looks bad for me. It's a setup. I don't like this.
Okay.
We said that we were going to focus on policy.
And we did, and we also said, and no, we had a conversation about a white man.
This shit at all, homie.
Did feel like it.
I don't. This is not. We fucking discussed for 4 fucking hours. You understand allegations, homie? The fuck is wrong with you?
It started to just.
The fuck is wrong with you? We sat for 4 fucking hours. We sat for 4 fucking hours. We sat for 4 fucking hours.
Why did it turn so fast? What happened here? What happened? Why not? Like, I thought he was for the trans people. Now it's my fucking life. We wouldn't be here if you didn't put the allegations on yourself. They're not even allegations, they're your truths. And you were out here on a fucking press run campaigning as a heterosexual man with many wigs. Fuck out of here, nigga. Like, for real. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Now you mad and you want to run it back? No, nigga, no.
Look, guys, Tasha K ragged and dragged his trans loving ass, and I was here for it because the truth of the matter is Malik Yoba was the one that put this information out there. It wasn't like he got caught with a trans person and then he came out after the fact to say, yes, I will admit I love trans women. I've always been attracted to them from my teenage years on, and blah, 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 blah. It was something that he came out and just started talking about. I think he did like a video or something. I don't know if it was a live or pre-recorded that he uploaded to his social media that got traction and was shared. And then he went on the Breakfast Club and he went on there with some people from the community. And it was a lot of like word salad when it came to that situation. It was a lot. But the way he went off on that reporter, it's like, it was a valid question. All you had to do was just say no comment, or you and I already discussed that we were not going to talk about this, so moving on. What's your next question? And make sure it got edited or whatever. It's like he was really in his feelings, like, girl, what's going on? But let's be clear. I don't know anyone who is not in the LGBTQ community that is going through all of these hoops and hurdles and lengths to talk about the differences and cis and all the cisgender and T-woman and trans and all this other stuff, unless you have been actively participating in that community, at least on the down low, if not out in the public as an advocate. So if the reporter was asking him a question about, it seems like you were really just talking about your attraction for them, but not really being an advocate for them, like, what do you say to that? Just answer the freaking question, because you already put that information out there. I don't really know. It's like, if we want to say he's damaged goods, then yeah, the damage has been done. He is the one that caused it. Like Tasha K said, she was right. He was the one that put this information out there. But if you used to watch New York Undercover back in the day, or maybe you've watched the reruns that are on Tubi or Prime, it used to be on Prime, I don't know if it's still on there, but either way, there was, I believe, an episode in the first season when he played a drag queen, of course undercover, but some say he played that role too well. And I'm just saying, for him to be all up in arms because a question was asked about his feelings, is like, clearly you're in your feelings, guy. But I didn't think that there was anything wrong with the question, especially when he was the one that put the information out there. But also, why is Eddie Murphy and Teddy Pendergrass, rest in peace, who hasn't been here in a very long time, catching strays, him being, you know, the person to throw these people under the bus, these people that have never come out to admit that they have attraction to either the same sex, or, I mean, I guess some people would say it's the same sex, like Tasha K said, it's just a man in a wig. But I don't know. I'm just saying, did Eddie Murphy ever come out to admit to that? I know there were the rumors, but again, those are rumors. It wasn't something that Eddie Murphy actually came out and said. He wasn't doing a Malik Yoba, getting on his camera phone, recording a video to upload to social media to say, I'm trans attracted. I mean, that was Malik Yoba doing that. And I definitely didn't ever hear about Teddy Pendergrass saying anything about that. Again, there have been rumors. So why are you dragging these people under the bus with you simply because you were the one that were feeling maybe a little bit out in the cold and lonely because you chose to come out here and admit those things yourself? That was him admitting it, and then you get mad with the reporter about asking the question. I feel like there was another way to handle it, but either way, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny because he's the one that put all of this information out there some years ago, and then it just backfired on him. All the women that were saying, yeah, you're gay, you're this, you're that. You can't put that information out there, especially information like that, and then get mad when people judge it the way that they see it. That's just it, because that is a controversial thing. And that's why they called the DL years ago, because it was like these men that really are into men, they would be doing this stuff with other men on the down low. I'm not saying that that's a life that anyone should be living, because it's not right. You shouldn't be living a DL life, which is not just the down low, but a double life. That's the other definition of DL. But I'm saying they were doing those things because they did not want to be exposed. He exposed himself, which, okay, kudos to you, but you can't expose yourself and then get upset with the women when they respond to it in a way to say, yeah, you're not straight, you're gay, and I don't want to have anything to do with you sexually. We can be cool. We could be friends. We could kick it, but you definitely ain't putting the goods up inside this, because I just don't swing that way. That's a woman's right to choose, right? So I'm just saying, he put that information out there. He could have continued to live his life on the DL, and nobody except the people that he was with, unless they broke an NDA maybe that he had them sign, would have known anything about it. He put the information out there. So for him to go off on the reporter, to me, was kind of funny. But I want to know what you think about this, and let me know if you remember that episode of New York Undercover. I believe, like I said, it was the first season, where he played a drag queen. Him and the other guy that played the cop, they both did it, but I'm saying Malik Yoba played that role all too well. So just let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.